Hi, welcome to Usborne Books with Laura. This is Lift the Flap, Telling the Time. Now, don't confuse this one with our questions and answers book about time. This one is just about telling the time. So this is a fantastic introduction to learning how to use a clock, actually. And it has over 125 flaps to lift. Now, this is really important. Let's check out what's in this book so you can see if this is appropriate and what you're looking for. So you learn about telling the time, see what's on a clock, find out about telling the hours. Then you can also learn how to count past the hour and to the hour using digital clocks. Find out about AM and PM and 24-hour time. And then there's a time challenge in the back. So this is telling the time. Time is the way we divide our day into seconds, minutes, and hours. It takes a second to hiccup, and a minute to eat a banana, and an hour to make a cake. So here it just explains what is time. And then here it talks about what is on a clock. It tells how it's divided into 12. And this book, it kind of has a lot going on. As you can see, there's a lot of little clocks. They all have their own little speech bubbles. And then on top of that, there's little flaps that your kids can interact with. So there is a lot for your little one to digest here. However, I would definitely recommend just taking it section by section and focusing on one page, probably a day, because there's so many flaps to lift and so many little things to read, so that your kids don't get overwhelmed. But that's another great thing that Usborne is great for. They present things in little chunks. They change the colors of things. They use flaps so that your kids hopefully don't get overwhelmed when they interact with their books. This is how many minutes? 25 to 12. Or whatever the time is. See, there's a lot going on here. Here it says lunch at 1 o'clock. What time is it now? How long until lunch? It's 20 to 1, so 20 minutes until lunch. The game starts in 5 minutes. What time will that be? 11:15. Time to play. And here's digital clocks. If there's a 0 in front of the hour, you don't read it out. This says 9:35. Lift the flaps to see how these times look on an analog clock. This one is so much information. It's so helpful, but you just got to make sure that you're giving it to your kids and so that they're not overwhelmed and that you're taking it step by step with them. Here's AM and PM. Each whole day is split into 2 equal parts. So it's explaining here, AM and PM. What time would you do these things? Lift the flap to see if you're right. Watch fireworks, 11 a.m. or 11 p.m. I love how they give little quizzes and ask little questions as well. Of course, the question they ask the most is, what time is this? So here it's explaining, I call it military time, but it's 24-hour time. How long do these things take? I know this video is a little bit longer than what I usually do, but there's so many flaps in this one that I wanted to show you guys most of the info they give you. And then here's weeks, months, and years. Oh, look at this. Each little month has its own flap, and it tells you how many days are in each month. And then they even talk about a millennium. A century, a decade, a fortnight. A fortnight is 2 weeks. And here's the time challenge. So here they have a clock that you can build. You tear off this big flap, then press out the hands, and then you build your clock. And then it says, answer the puzzles and lift the flaps to see if you're right. So this is Lift the Flap Telling the Time, and it is $14.99. It's a fantastic resource. Thanks for watching.